As I created a video talking about some iconic songs from Bollywood movies that have been captured beautifully and moreover acted as tools to either showcase key character arcs or plot points in movies, I was flooded with suggestions in the comments about the songs that I have missed out. The recommendations still presented moments that I have mentioned in other videos pertaining to breathtaking cinematography in films. Upon understanding that many of these memorable moments have already been covered, I thought of really digging into the music from Bollywood films that is honestly not given its due credit or isn't celebrated by the masses for how effective they were in showcasing character traits or key plot points in the film. Getting right into it, here is Tried&Refused Productions with 10 underrated Bollywood movie songs captured beautifully in Bollywood movies. SARKAR. 2005 was a time where two people who are objectively not doing that much of work currently were at the top of their game. Ram Gopal Varma kept on bringing compelling stories one after the other, and Abhishek Bachchan successfully showcasing some convincing performances. SARKAR was a film that did exceptionally well, and the moment I am referring to that stuck with me, a combination of music and the juxtaposition of brilliant visuals, is when Shankar, played by Abhishek Bachchan, is on a revenge rampage. As he has killed Vishnu, the elder son who was ready to assassinate his own father, Shankar takes on the role to eliminate all of Sarkar's enemies. As the Don from Dubai Rashid gets off from his boat, he notices immediately after lighting his cigarette that all of his henchmen have been shot, only to realize that Sarkar's men, including Shankar, are waiting for him. This is the point where the goosebump generating Sam, Dham, Bhed, sung by Kailash Kher and composed by Amar Mohile, plays. Abhishek Bachchan possesses an intimidating demeanor, something not seen in any of his films in this sequence. As his men tie the chain around a rock and similarly do the same for Rashid's feet, the Don knows the inevitable suffering he is going to experience in just a few minutes. Shankar looks at him after a call, approaches him just to dust him off. Rashid looks on in absolute bewilderment. For him to instantaneously leave the frame, pulled into the water, Rashid drowns helplessly. Shankar looks on. A sequence that epitomizes RGV and Bachchan at their prime. LOOTERA, a layered and poetic film that many people did not fully grasp, was the 2013 film LOOTERA directed by Vikramaditya Motwane. Based on the short story The Last Leaf, the film has a beautiful sequence in the end as the song Zinda, sung and composed by Amit Trivedi, plays. Ranveer Singh's character apologizes to Paki for his heartless actions and confesses to have only fallen in love with her. An ailing Paki is suffering from tuberculosis and despite being distraught and heartbroken, embraces with the man. Paki confesses to only having faith in living till the last leaf stays intact with the tree outside her house. Zinda showcases Ranveer's character with a painted leaf in his hand, climbing the tree to place it as a symbol of hope and will for Paki's life. We see the man struggle, almost lose the leaf, as he ascends and perseveres to create that masterpiece. The masterpiece he told Paki he dreams of creating, and that many people will remember. The same leaf that Paki always struggled to make perfectly. Zinda is a culmination of many aspects of LOOTERA. The love between both the characters, the arc of a person like Ranveer's character, from being completely selfish to having nothing to lose, in providing that symbol of comfort for her, and Paki's sense of closure in the change of heart with Ranveer's character. MANMARZIYAAN. MANMARZIYAAN is a representation of a lot of things, especially in reference to love. It represents toxic relationships, the dire consequences of having someone that sucks the life force out of you, mature love, and how the definition of companionship changes depending on where you are in life. The music by Amit Trivedi in the film was simply spectacular and extremely underrated. A song that really pulled at your heartstrings and captured the dilemma within Rumi was the song Darya, sung by Ammi Virg and Shahid Mallya. We see Rumi reluctantly about to get married, frustrated at the incompetence of Vicky. Vicky, rejected, has a change of heart as he is leaving. Knowing very well that he might be saying goodbye to the love of his life, he stands outside her house, fully decorated for the wedding festivities, stubborn. Vicky stays on, with the hope that Rumi will run away with him again. The relationship between is that of a lot of passion but extreme lack of depth. Darya beautifully showcases the duality of the rejection faced by an immature individual like Vicky and the reluctance of Rumi to stand her ground and not revisiting the draining relationship. LAAL KAPTAAN. One of the saddest stories of last year when it comes to the reception for a film and the business that it did was the 2019 film LAAL KAPTAAN. A compelling story set in a day and age with such eccentric characters that it could have easily been developed into a franchisable series. The two primary characters in the film are the Naga Sadhu played by Saif Ali Khan and the tracker played by Deepak Dobriyal. Both characters go through arduous journeys on the basis of their missions handed over to them. Upon knowing that the Marathas have annihilated everything in their way and have left nothing, these two men who have nothing in their name find a huge fire burning of whatever they had left over. Both the tracker and the Naga Sadhu meet each other and laugh uncontrollably of having come so far but to no avail. At this moment, rather than despair, both the characters dance in a trance-like state as the powerful Tandav plays in the background. The sequence represents no structure in choreography or camera movement, but is a representation of their current state, a sense of numbness and detachment to the anarchy that exists, an extremely powerful sequence often forgotten by the audience. KESARI. KESARI was a historical film that had the potential of becoming an all-time classic, but due to certain unnecessary creative decisions, the impact of the film did become a bit underwhelming. One thing that cannot be discounted about the film is that it possessed some beautiful music composed by several artists. As you know the eventual fate of the Battle of Saragadi, you eventually know what is going to happen to the courageous Sikh army protecting the Indian subcontinent from invaders. As you anticipate the impending doom ahead, as a handful of Sikhs are surrounded by the invaders, the beautiful composition of De Shiva plays in the background, sung by Jasleen Royal. As Akshay Kumar and his fellow army men fight until their last breath, getting bruised and beaten up by several thousands that surround them, this composition represents a one living with courage and bravery. Despite the dire circumstances represented through the visuals, the song provides a message that all Sikhs are to live and practice the highest level of righteousness. A composition that all Sikh families have recited enhanced a sequence in the film that definitely left chills down my spine. Love Aajkal. As the upcoming film Love Aajkal's first look came out, many people reminisced about the purity of the original film, a concept of two timelines and how they cross paths with each other. Many people consider Ye Duriyan to be the movie's most impactful song. But specifically, if you see the way a song has been picturized, I can't say enough about the beautiful song Aaj Din Chade Aaya, sung by Rahat Fateh Ali Khan and composed by Pritam. The song presents a young Veer Singh Panisar played by Saif Ali Khan that has travelled all the way to meet the woman that he fell in love with at first sight. He sits patiently outside her house with a gift and notices that his love, Harleen, has stepped outside the balcony. Overwhelmed by a rush of emotions, Harleen can't believe Veer Singh has come. The purity of the exchange between the two characters is heightened as Harleen passes him by, only to present him with a kawa. Harleen approaches him to accept the gift, and the film beautifully transitions to the sequence of Veer Singh sitting and sipping that drink, as Harleen stands in the balcony opening the gift. The way Saif Ali Khan looks at Giselle, mesmerized and deeply and madly in love, in a moment taking a huge breath, smiling incessantly, just heightening the beauty of the music. A fitting screenplay to a powerful song, as Veer's happiness is unmanageable when he travels back in the train. Tamasha. As you very well know that Tamasha is one of the most impactful Bollywood movies of my life. And an aspect that is undeniable in an Imtiaz Ali movie is that the man has breathtaking music in his film. Something that he fits at the time of conceptualizing the screenplay of the film. Where many people rave about Agar Tum Saath Ho, and deservedly so, the music and the way it has been captured that truly reflected the duality that Ved is suffering from is heightened through the song Tu Koi Aur Hai sung by A.R. Rahman. A song that appears twice in the film. After a massive outburst of Ved's suppressed personality at a party, the film transitions to Ved stepping out, resting his head on a wall, clearly aware and reflective of his state at that time. This is a point where Ved has been fired from his job and he is taking several rounds of interviews, conforming and being subservient to what society wants him to be. Ordinary. We see him on the verge of absolutely breaking down as he has a meal in the corporate setting. Flashbacks of a young Ved appear, struggling to understand concepts that he doesn't connect with, very clearly frustrated at the thought of having no choice. The song reappears as the film's conclusion, a flashback of the inner child of Ved that always wanted to break free in the several controlled settings he existed in. The feeling of breaking free, accentuated through a dancing clown in various stages of his life, and ultimately coming to a fitting conclusion as he is nothing but grateful for the selfless contribution of Tara in his life. Ved can finally be Ved. HAIDER. If there is a master of adapting Shakespeare in the most thought-provoking manner, it is Vishal Bhardwaj. Where many people talk about Bismil in the movie HAIDER, a criminally underrated and poetic song from the film is So Jao, sung by Bahir Lone, Muzammil Bhavani and Bashir Bhavani. composed by Vishal Bhardwaj and written by Gulzar. The song is the representation of the futility of life and the inconsequential nature of our thoughts, grudges, feelings and struggles in life. So Jao showcases three men digging their own grave, understanding the meaningless nature of life and its worries. Set in snow-covered Kashmir, this thought is enhanced through the beautiful lyrics that go, Chota na bada koi, लंबा है ना बौना है, कब्रों के दबदबों में लंबी नींद सोना है. Eventually at the end, our inevitable reality is to die, and there can be nothing more objective and clear than that very fact. A sequence beautifully shot that showcases three individuals in their own graves as the camera transitions to an aerial shot, clearly enhancing the morbid mood of the film. Tare Zameen Par. Amol Gupte presented us a beautiful story through Tare Zameen Par. A sequence from the film that many people connected with, especially children and mothers, was the picturization of the song Ma composed by Shankar Ehsaan Loy. As I am a boarding school kid, there is nothing more accurate than the moment you are being dropped off by your parents and it starts sinking in that this is your goodbye. Tiska Chopra beautifully captures the sense of saying bye to a piece of you that you hold closest to your heart. The car leaves, only for Ishan to slowly walk back towards his dorm and understand that this is the structure that he has to get used to. The film presents Ishan looking at the distance while sitting in his dining hall, breaking down alone in the washroom, only to clean himself up, and the mother constantly thinking of her child. Coming to the realization as well that he felt the distance between him and his family increasing day by day. A beautiful song enhanced by some great performances. Laksh, a movie that is still remembered today as life-altering for some and a piece of cinema the Indian Army is genuinely proud of, is the 2004 film Laksh. More than just being a war film, Laksh was a coming-of-age story that even after 16 years is so close to my heart. A beautiful character arc and commentary on commanding respect in relationships. Many people require triggers in life to act as catalysts for change. For Karan in this film, it was Romila's rejection and the lack of respect for Karan to leave the IMA. Karan, motivated now, revisits the Indian Military Academy to mend his reckless actions, and this is when the inspirational title track of Laksh plays. Many of my relatives have graduated from IMA and talk about Laksh and this sequence being the most accurate representation of not only the rigorous courses and training the individuals go through, but the body language and etiquette followed on campus. We see an immature and naive Karan Shergill transform into a responsible and experienced man. The training montage and the character arc showcased through this song is one of the most motivating sequences that influenced many Indian viewers to join the armed forces. And that was the video, guys. Write down in the comments below whether you have video ideas for our channel. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. The handle is right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.